The following content has been generated with artificial intelligence under minimal human supervision. The data presented may contain errors or inaccuracies. The opinions expressed in this content do not necessarily reflect the vision, position, or values of Digiall. We recommend verifying critical information with additional sources before making decisions based on this content.
Welcome to Digiall Tech News. Today is Saturday, April 18th, 2026. I'm Kylie Brooks. Coming up, a revived Cerebras IPO, a darker turn in the politics around AI, a sharp debate over whether token growth actually means real value, Elon Musk's latest vision of an AI economy, and Anthropic pushing Claude deeper into visual product work. Cerebras is back on the IPO track, betting that giant AI compute contracts can turn it into a real challenger in the chip infrastructure race. A violent attack tied to anti-AI rhetoric is forcing mainstream safety groups to draw a hard line against extremism. A growing industry argument says AI companies may be mistaking token consumption for actual business value. Elon Musk says AI may eliminate enough jobs that society should think beyond basic income and toward what he calls universal high income. Anthropic has launched Claude Design, a new workspace that tries to turn conversational AI into a visual design and prototyping tool. Cerebras has filed again to go public on Nasdaq under the ticker CBRS after dropping an earlier IPO attempt. The company says it generated $510 million in revenue in 2025 and nearly $88 million in net income, while pointing to more than $24 billion in remaining performance obligations. What really stands out is the strategy shift. Cerebras is no longer selling only specialized chips. It is trying to become a large-scale compute platform with long-term demand already attached, including a major relationship with OpenAI. If investors buy that story, this becomes an important test of whether public markets believe serious AI infrastructure competition can exist beyond NVIDIA and the hyperscalers. CNN reports that mainstream AI safety organizations are publicly distancing themselves from the alleged attack on Sam Altman's home after online anti-AI spaces were linked in reporting around the suspect and the rhetoric involved. Groups like Pause AI and Stop AI stress nonviolent activism, while OpenAI said there is no place for violence in a democratic debate. To me, the bigger story is that AI opposition is no longer just a policy argument happening in essays and conference panels. It is becoming emotionally charged enough to create a public legitimacy problem for everyone in the debate, including critics who are trying to act responsibly. A CNBC perspective piece argues that token counts are becoming a vanity metric for the AI boom, with companies celebrating heavy usage before proving real return on investment. The article points to a widening gap between activity and usefulness, especially as agent-style systems generate more prompts, more loops, and more cost. Anthropic is presented as one company trying to price around that distortion by moving toward per-token billing and limiting unusually high consumption under flat plans. That matters because the economics of the entire AI build-out depend on whether demand reflects meaningful work or just very expensive motion. Elon Musk is again pushing the labor question to the center of the AI conversation, this time arguing that machine productivity could support a universal high income rather than a minimal safety net. Fox Business frames it as a debate over whether abundant AI and robotics output could outpace inflation, while critics argue that scarce goods like housing, land, and education would still keep pressure on prices. This is speculative, but it is still important. When major AI figures start talking openly about structural unemployment, it tells you the industry is no longer discussing disruption as a distant theory. Anthropic has introduced Claude Design through Anthropic Labs, positioning it as a way to create prototypes, decks, one-pages, and marketing materials through conversation, visual editing, and design system awareness. The company says the product can pull from prompts, images, documents, code bases, and web captures, then export work into formats like PDF, PowerPoint, standalone HTML, or handoff bundles for Claude Code. think this is one of the clearest examples yet of where the model race is heading next. The contest is no longer only about whose chatbot sounds smartest. It is about who can own more of the real workflow from idea to finished output. Final flash. Across all 5 stories, the pattern is the same. AI is moving out of the demo phase and into infrastructure, politics, pricing, labor, and creative production. The question now is not whether AI is growing. It is whether institutions, markets, and the public are ready for what that growth is starting to reshape. That's it for today. Thank you for listening to Digiall Tech News. I'm Kylie Brooks, and we'll be back with more as these stories keep developing.